Hi, I'm in my favorite coffee shop in between episodes and getting ready for a big day, so I thought I'd take a few minutes to give you a little background on what the Shaping Opinion podcast is all about. It's really not that complicated, but hopefully it will make the time you spend commuting or during your workout a little bit more fun and interesting. The premise of the Shaping Opinion podcast is simple. It's about the people, events, and things that have shaped the way we think. We start every episode with what I call an icebreaker question of the guest. Here are some examples. What's your favorite breakfast food?
My favorite breakfast food is probably bacon and my grandmother's buttermilk pancake recipe.
Do you remember where you were when Prince died?
I do, actually. I remember exactly where I was when he died.
Did you ever fly in the Goodyear blimp?
Oh, I did. When I first started with Goodyear, one of the things that they do for you is give you what they call a familiarization ride. I was so excited. I can't begin to tell you.
Did you ever work on a crisis where you used the Tylenol recall case study as a model?
Well, it's always in the background, I think, because Tylenol taught us how good it can be to take kind of audacious and unequivocal steps to protect your customers and, in so doing, protect your brands.
I've found that's a great way to get started. It really engages the guest. Next is our theme and my intro. I'm Tim O'Brien, and in this episode of the Shaping Opinion podcast, we're joined by me. I'm a public relations and corporate communications veteran. Today we're going to tell the story of the Shaping Opinion podcast. The premise of our podcast is simple. We talk about the people, events, and things that have shaped the way we think. This episode is the podcast equivalent of the About Us landing page you find on most websites. After the theme, you can expect an interview with someone who has a personal or professional interest in our topic for that episode. We plan to tell interesting stories, sometimes forgotten, little known, or underappreciated stories, but always they represent change, a turning point that marked a significant shaping of the way you and I think today. I'll tell these stories with my guests, and we'll do it through conversation. A podcast like this can be difficult to categorize. Yes, it's about history and society and sometimes pop culture, but it's about more than that. Yes, it's about public relations, marketing, advertising, and communications, but it's not just an industry podcast. It's about you. It's about me and how we see the world thanks to the influences that have shaped us and the world in which we live. That may be what this podcast is about, but I do need to tell you what it's not about. It's not about the news you're seeing this week. It's not about the latest technologies or platforms that you need to learn. There are many good podcasts already available for this. If you want to learn more about me, please check out my bio on the shapingopinion.com website. And if that doesn't tell you what you need to know, I would be glad to answer your questions. Just use the contact form on that site to get in touch with me directly. If you like listening to the Shaping Opinion podcast, I would be so honored if you would subscribe to it and rate it on iTunes. Just go to shapingopinion.com/iTunes. We're also on Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn. Just look for Shaping Opinion Podcast on any of those sites. Thanks for listening to the Shaping Opinion podcast. Now here comes our closing theme. Don't miss the next episode. Subscribe to the Shaping Opinion podcast where we talk about the people, events, and things that have shaped the way we think. Until next time, I'm Tim O'Brien.